broadcasting. Okay, Okay, my name's Karen Stoner from NitneyWeddings.com, and welcome to our premiere web broadcast.
Okay, my name's Karen Stoner from NitneyWeddings.com, and welcome to our premiere web broadcast.
We're bound to have some fun things happen. Our premiere web broadcast of our informative wedding planning webinars, and I'd like to open up our evening tonight with a topic that's coming up here in the State College area next weekend. Our topic tonight is Surviving a Bridal Expo with Alan Schaffranek of Barton McCann School of Art. And I'm going to turn it over to Alan. If you would like to join in during our live broadcast in any way, shape, or form, please feel free to sign up for a Ustream account and join us in the live chat if you would like to live chat along with the broadcast. That way we can, if you have any questions, you can ask. We will answer them right away or close to right away. And we will, hopefully you'll learn something. Thanks a lot, and here's Alan.
Thank you, Karen. As Karen mentioned, I'm Alan Schaffranek. I'm the Operations Director for Barton McCann School of Art. We're located in Petersburg, Pennsylvania, about 12 miles from downtown State College, and we are an event facility. We have several different areas for receptions and also for ceremonies and lodging as well. So if you haven't heard of us, definitely get onto our website, mccannart.org. You could email me at rentals or admission@mccannart.org with any questions as well. And as Karen mentioned, we have a bridal expo coming up at Celebration Hall this coming Sunday from noon until 4. You can pre-register as well, and we'll give you that website here in just a little bit. But we are actually both sponsors of the show, put on by Magnum Broadcasting as well. So we have about 64 vendors that are going to be there, about the same amount as we had last year, which is wonderful. It is a wonderful show that you can get where you can come out and see all kinds of different vendors. And these types of vendor shows happen throughout the nation and throughout the world, really. And it's just a great way to have a lot of information put into one area where you as the bride and groom can get out there and take a look at all of the services that are offered in your area. The best thing that I can explain and describe to be able to navigate one of these shows correctly is, first off, do some research on the show. There are websites that are out there. If you just do a Google search as well for surviving a bridal show or tips on a bridal show, you can get a lot of information too. But one of the things you definitely want to do is have a plan. Most diagrams are out the week before the show, if not earlier, and you can see where the vendors are that you'd like to see, make lists of people that you'd like to see as well. If you already have your photographer, you may not want to stop by each photographer. It takes up a lot of your time, and who needs extra information and things that you're just going to set on your desk? That brings me to another tip as well. One of the other things that I suggest is to bring an extra bag with you. Most bags that they give out at bridal shows, they'll give you something as you register. It's nice to have an extra one, and if they give out a plastic one, it's nice to have a kind of a file folder as well. This will be something that you can actually organize all of your data that you get, all your papers. You can put it as, yes, definitely I want to talk more to this person, to this vendor, or email them. You can put that into one file. You can actually divide it up as well into alphabetically, or you can divide it up as far as, just different types of vendors. So that's a great tip. Best thing that I can suggest is to honestly just do some research and make sure you have an idea of what you're going to need. This will help you on budget. This is another thing that I suggest. If you haven't taken a good look at your budget, start budgeting and prioritizing all of your information and all the vendors that you're going to need. This is going to streamline one of these events for you. If you know that there's a vendor over here that is a little out of your price range, you're not going to stop there and waste your time as well. I do have a couple of, sorry, I'm looking at my notes. Remember, this is the premiere. I do have a couple of questions that came up, and I actually did write an article for Nittany Weddings, and I'm just making sure that I'm staying online here. We went through the first one, research the expo. Number 2, pre-registration. We kind of went through that. There are many different ways that you can pre-register. You can hop onto the website, and right now we are having technical difficulties with the Central Pennsylvania Bridal Expo website, so I would give that address, but I don't want to bog down. We will actually get it up onto nittanyweddings.com, and McCann School of Art, their website, will have that link to that website as well. So if we can deal with that a little bit in the future. And we're also going to have that on our Facebook pages too, on C. Barton McCann School of Art and nittanyweddings.com Facebook as well. So look for that information. What happens with pre-registering at the beginning of a show, and this falls into another tip as well, so I'll try not to give you too many tips, but at the beginning of a show, a lot of people show up, and we have usually about 300, possibly even 400 brides will come to the shows. A lot of people think that if they get there early, they're going to be able to get in, and then you stand in line, you wait, you get into that line, you get up to the table, and they give you triplicate forms that you have to fill out, and you're like, wow, okay, now I've wasted another half hour of my time just being in line and filling out the forms. If you go to a website, you can then put down all of your information. That way you'll have a packet ready to go for you. You'll walk in at the time of the opening of the show, walk in, boom, go to your vendors and streamline everything. Another tip whenever you're first getting into the show, maybe start backwards. You'll see a lot of people just going through the first vendors, exactly where the directions are telling you to go. Go the opposite direction, and that will give you accessibility to a lot of the vendors where the lines are starting to form, where the lines haven't started to form. So that's a good tip there. Prize registration. This is something that a lot of vendors do. A lot of times the whole show will have a bunch of prizes that will be given away, and you'll have to fill out a form for that. Some booths will actually be giving special promotions as well. If you fill out a form, if you write down your email, this, that, the other thing, you drop it into their little bowl or their box, and you will be able to get a prize from that specific vendor. So there's a lot of times you'll have to write your name down. Hop above the crowd and make yourself some self-adhesive labels. Take those along with you. Maybe even print out your own business card for your wedding. A lot of brides and grooms have their own websites. I definitely recommend getting your own email address specifically for the wedding. That way it all goes into one email address. You have everything for your wedding there. You're not bulking it in with your work mail. You're not bulking it in with your personal mail. It all just comes to one place. Have all of this information on your cards so that, number one, it's easy for you. You don't have to write. You don't have to provide paper or waste a tree. And number two, you also are putting your registration aside from everyone else. It's giving you a little, oh, look, there's something different there, and the vendor pulls your prize out instead of pulling out their regular form. So it kind of makes you stand out a little bit. Actually, we had a couple of questions that came in a little earlier that Karen gave to me too. And one of them is, and a great question is, who should you bring to a wedding expo? Well, I know that in planning stages, you want to have as many people around as possible. You want to have your mom, you want to have your dad, you want to have Aunt Gertrude wants to come in, and everyone wants to be involved with you. A show like this is not the time for you to bring everyone. That'll be for the wedding shower. You'll be seeing so much of everyone throughout the celebration through your year to 2 years of engagement. Don't bog everything down. This can be a stressful day, being out with the brides. Make it as easy as possible. What you want to do is maybe your maid of honor, matron of honor, the key people that are helping you plan your wedding. That's who you want to bring. You want to keep it as low as possible. Also, some shows will actually ask you to pay for any guests that are coming. The show is not like that, but above and beyond, they may ask you if to pay for other guests that are coming through. So I say keep it smaller, keep it intimate. The less people that are there with you trying to make these decisions for you, the more streamlined your choices are going to be. Take the information home, and then if you're presenting to other people who are decision makers in the process, get your information first, and then take your information to your key players, as opposed to taking them all to the show. That really streamlines everything. I love children. I don't suggest that you bring children to the show. We welcome children to the show, though, but it's once again, it's a process where you'll be making decisions. You'll be standing. I get cranky at a show. Why wouldn't a child get cranky at a show? So everyone's standing. It's a lot of stuff happening. So keep it simple.
Crowds, noise.
Yes, crowds, noise, all kinds of different things. Although there is cake there, but don't tell everyone that. Another question that came into us a little earlier was, what should you wear? Definitely, I'm of the type that likes to be a little dressed up for anywhere I go. Once again, as I mentioned before, there's going to be crowds, there's going to be standing, there is going to be walking. So make sure you have yourself something comfortable. Wear comfortable shoes. You can have a good-looking pair of shoes and be comfortable. Have something comfortable and something that's not flowing that you're going to get stuck on. You're going to be going in and out of booths, too, that have tight spaces. So something that's not bulky. I know that I mentioned before about bags. Keep them smaller. Keep yourself organized in small units, maybe something that you can carry on your arm, as opposed to a lot of sites will tell you to bring a wheel behind cart that has a filing system and things in it. Don't bring a filing cabinet. That's not necessary. There are many different ways to keep yourself organized, but keep it up close to you. And you also don't want to set something down and then forget where you put it and then lose all of your information or your precious organizer or your binders that you have. I know a lot of girls are using binders now. I see a lot of people going over to and using their smart devices, their iPads, their phones. Great way to organize everything. Take some pictures if you're being eco-friendly. Take some pictures with your smart device of some of the information that's out there. You don't have to take a brochure. I know brochures for a vendor can get quite pricey as well, so I wouldn't have to print as many.
Ditto.
So that's another fun tip. Once again, the clothing. Some girls and some guys are actually wearing their information on them. I like, as a vendor, to know who I'm talking to and what I'm talking about. If I know that you're in 2012 and I know that your date is in June, that's really awesome. Some people are wearing it on their shirt and saying, Alan and Henrietta are getting married and it is June 3rd, 2012. That, for me as a vendor, I know, no nonsense. Right here, boom, boom, boom. And be upfront and honest whenever you talk to your vendors too. Hey, I'm still in need of, I would like to talk to, these are, have this as information whenever you go in, and be ready for your vendors. That way, you're not wasting their time, they're not wasting your time either. You can get right down to the nitty-gritty. And one last question that we had come through is, should I bring a camera and take pictures? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. One thing that I can suggest, though, is just to be kind to your vendors and ask them if they would allow you to take pictures of their information and their booth. But I love for somebody to come into my booth and take pictures. If you see an idea, if you see something that you really enjoyed at my booth, that's just that's what I put my booth together for. So I love to see people coming in, taking pictures. I'll take a picture with you if you want me to. I don't know why you would, but I will. So those are just a couple of tips. The last thing that I can say is take notes and follow up. And as a vendor, we are going to be talking to so many people that day, and we would love to be able to take enough time with everyone to be able to sit down and have a consultation with them. I mean, these shows are great for us as vendors because we have, like I said, 250, sometimes even 400 brides and grooms, and it's our target market. This is what I do. So I love to sit down and talk to you. However, I may not have enough time. It's only from noon until 4. So follow up with me. Send me an email. Tell me that you saw my booth. Tell me what you liked about my booth. Tell me what you liked about the show in general. And then let's set up an appointment afterwards. This will streamline everything. This will give you the chance to hop in and get all of the questions answered for you. So remember to follow up. Remember to take notes. Remember to keep yourself organized. And lastly, have a nice meal before you come, or even afterwards, and bring a bottle of water as well, just in case you get thirsty. Once again, I'm Alan Schaffranek. I'm the Operations Director of C. Barton McCann School of Art.
All right. Thank you, Alan. And that, I guess, concludes our broadcast for tonight. As like we said, the Central PA Bridal Expo will be this Sunday, January 29th from noon to 4 at Celebration Hall. And you can check out a couple places on the web. You can check out the C. Barton McCann website, nittyweddings.com, and even the Facebook page. Just make sure that everything's up and running. And once everything gets up and running, we can get your registration, or just tag along on the Facebook page, and we will be sure to keep you updated on everything you need to know. Also at the Wedding Expo, like Alan said, we've got lots of really interesting vendors, lots of fun things to see. And even if you've already started your wedding planning process and you've maybe emailed or phone called, or you're talking to a couple vendors here and there, this might be one of your first opportunities to actually meet them in person, look at them face to face, and put a name or a face to everything, to the voice on the phone. So it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. So we hope to see you all there. You also have the opportunity to win some wonderful prizes. I know the grand prize is the gown of your dreams.
Yes, by Simply Elegant Gowns.
Simply Elegant Gowns. Yes. There's also going to be prizes along the lines of a trip for 2 to Vegas.
Yes, that's another great prize.
And Nittany Weddings just got our confirmation today. We will be offering a prize of free half-hour massage every month for a year, courtesy of Spa at the Carnegie Inn & Spa. So lots of other prizes. I know several other people are offering some really, really neat prizes too. So I hope to see you at the Bridal Expo. And if you have any more questions about anything else, then visit nittyweddings.com and make your nice wedding planning nice and easy. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.